Hey physics fans, this is Dover Animatrix Physics 11. This is chapter 1 and this one's a relative velocity question. This is coming from a review worksheet question number 10. Review worksheet question number 10. So Ryan left the Science Museum and drove south. Gabriella left 3 hours later, driving at 42 kilometers an hour, faster than Ryan in an effort to catch up to him. After 2 hours, Gabriella finally caught up. Find Ryan's average speed. This one is the most complex on the sheet. It is a challenge because there's data there, but gotta work through it and figure out where it belongs, who it belongs to, who's driving, how fast, where. Okay, so Ryan left the museum, and then 3 hours later, Gabriella left. So there's a part 1. And it's just Ryan. Then there's a part 2. And that's both of them moving at the same time. So this is Gabriella and Ryan are both moving at the same time. Oops, and Ryan, not Ryan. Okay, so far we know that there's 2 sections. Ryan left, and then 3 hours later, Gabriel left. And Gabriel was driving at 42 kilometers an hour than Ryan. So right away, in that second part, we know the relative velocity. It's given. We don't have to calculate it. VREL is 42 kilometers per hour. And after 2 hours, Gabriella finally caught up. So the time during this time, Gabriella only traveled for 2 hours. Time during this is 2 hours. So 3 hours later, so the time over here, Ryan was just going for 3 hours, because 3 hours later, so this time over here is 3 hours. So these are all the things that they gave you. You can even do the old highlighted. Boom, Ryan left and drove south. Gabriel left 3 hours. There's a speed here of 42 kilometers an hour. And 2 hours. So we have to get those 3 pieces of data together and organize them, and I have right here. So if we have time and velocity, we can get the relative distance. Is going to be velocity relative times time. Velocity times time is going to be the displacement, or distance is speed times time. So this is going to be 42 kilometers an hour times 2 hours. So the distance that Gabriella had to catch up was 84 kilometers. So Gabrielle is traveling faster by 42, and it took her 2 hours to catch up. So that means the relative distance that she had to catch up was 84 kilometers. That is how far Ryan got ahead. So in that time, that's the distance over here of 84 kilometers. That's how much she had to catch up. So that's how far Ryan had to be ahead. So the velocity over here is distance over time, and 84 divided by 3, 84 kilometers per hour divided by 3 hours. Ryan's average speed is going to be 84 divided by 3, 28. Okay, now there's a check. There's a little bit of a check that we can do, not necessary to answer, because that is the answer to the question. All done. but there's a check that we can do. We'll see if they both traveled the same distance. We don't even know what distance they traveled. The relative distance, yes. So Ryan traveled for a time of 5 hours at a speed of 28 kilometers per hour. So the distance that he traveled is 5 times 28, 140 kilometers. The second thing we can check is now Gabriella. Her time was only 2 hours, and her speed was 42 kilometers an hour faster than Ryan. So that is going to be 70 kilometers per hour. Is her distance the same? Distance is velocity times time, and that 70 times 2 is 140. So she traveled 140, he traveled 140, it all checks out. Wonderful question. Thank you very much. Happy physicsing, and don't forget to smash the like button and the subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks.